Today's tool review, the Titan Landscape Rake. Spoiler alert, it doesn't come in green. Let's do it. So as I mentioned, the unit actually comes in a yellow color, but when I received these, the inside of these bars were missing some paint. So I decided to bring it to the shop, clean it up, and repaint it. Let's take a look. So that's how we did it up at the shop. It was quick and painless, and we painted it in what's called tractor green because, of course, John Deere owns the name John Deere, so the green is tractor green. Anyway, on this rake, I've had a rake before on my older John Deere from Frontier, and it was, well, one, it was quite a bit more expensive, but the second is the tines were a little different. If we can take a look at the tines right down here, these tines are kind of thick, and they're spring metal, but they're thicker than the ones I had. They were the ones on the Frontier were thinner, maybe a little bit wider, and they didn't bend as easy. We've been using this already for a couple of hours, and we've seen some bending on here, but I think that's kind of normal. I mean, it's what it is, you know. Also, the setup on it is pretty easy. All you do is bolt in all the screws and bolts, and you have these little brackets. There are tons of videos on YouTube on how to put it together, so I'm not going to go through that. But what we're going to do today is it's going to be a quick little video. We're going to prepare our area here that we're getting ready for our garden. I'm going to have Jen drive the tractor. We'll try it, and you know, we could turn it 45 to make windrows, basically moving everything over to one side. It is not made to break up dirt. It's supposed to just landscape rake, you know, like a rake. But what we're going to use it here is to get out little rocks and little things that we need out, and then we'll break the soil up with scarifier blades on our box blade later, and then we'll run this over it one more time just to make sure all the roots are out of here. There was a lot of plants, as you saw before. The trees were here, and we got everything out, so let's see how it works. So as you can see, as our dogs are playing on the dirt, this area here is about 100 feet long by 75 feet wide. This will be our garden for this summer. And so Jen is going to get the tractor set over in the further corner. We'll get some close-ups of that, and then what we'll do is we will start raking. We want to rake everything from that wall this way. So I'm going to pitch the blade in a way that it'll push everything down as a windrow. So what we're going to do now is we're going to spin this, and it's very easy. There's a pin with a linchpin on the bottom. We'll just twist it a little bit and get the pressure off of it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to tilt it so that it's pulling the windrows that way. I'm not going to go crazy with it. We're kind of using it a little bit more like a blade to push the dirt, because it's a little higher here than on the other side of the garden. So what we want to do is this will help move some of the dirt over, as well as pick up some of the rocks and other stuff, so we can just scoop up the last windrow. So let's run it. So I think Jen actually found the first problem, but I think that's kind of normal.
Yeah.
Stuff gets stuck up in the rake, and you'd have to pull that out. Otherwise, you're just going to be pushing dirt, which, I mean, it is picking stuff up. That's great, right?
Yes.
I think the concept of tilting it into a windrows is a good concept. I just don't think it's working. I mean, if you look, I don't see the rows are actually pushing over like a blade would push over.
No, it's not. It's just all bunching
and that's
here.
all it's doing.
Right.
And again, it could be the dirt, because the dirt is a little bit wet. We had a lot of rain. It's not very sandy soil, so that could be an issue. I think what we should do is just put it back to straight, have you get closer to the wall if you can, keep piling it here, and then we'll just drag it from here that way, and then sift through it. But
Sounds
other than
like
that, it's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, it's working. It's just not pushing everything to one side like you would expect it to.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if we should also try to, we could probably take the bucket off so you get a little more room, but drag maybe from the wall to the other side.
Yeah, we can do that too.
And we can pull dirt down that way.
Yeah.
But I think let's just keep going on getting some of the, the roots and broken pieces of PVC out. Go from there.
Sounds good.
So Jen, what did you think of the landscape rake?
I like it. I like it. I think it's doing a decent job.
Yeah, I think it does pretty good. It's, Titan brands are imported, so you get what you pay for, but they pretty much put out a good product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, for the money.
The only problem is that things do get stuck in it. I've had to get down a few times, pull stuff out, but
I think that's normal.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's normal. I don't think there's a way around that. You know, the stick's going to kind of get in and out of them.
Right.
I did notice on our Frontier, they used to kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but the fingers would kind of...
Yeah, they almost vibrated.
They almost, yeah, like, and they would kind of clean a little better. These are kind of pretty stiff. So other than that, it seems to be working. I mean, it is about half the price.
Yeah.
So that's
for half
a big
the price,
difference.
I can get down and pull some sticks out once in a while.
Sure. I mean, and we have a small piece of property that is working on here. When it goes to my parents' house, they have quite a bit of property, and that's basically what we're going to be using that for, is small rocks. Now, anything bigger than, I would say, the size of, you know, your fist, a tennis ball, a little bigger than that, it's just going to go through it. I do remember that the Frontier was able to hold rocks a lot better. And we actually used to use it in our business for construction, and we moved all kinds of concrete and everything else with it. I mean, it wasn't made for that, but that's what we did.
But it worked.
I would not do that with this one.
No, this does not seem to be as heavy duty.
No, it's not. And I could already see one of the tines are bent, and I'll have to bend those back.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm wondering, there could be aftermarket tines. I don't know. We should do some research on that. I would like to get the same ones that were on the Frontier, which, who knows, could bring it back up to the Frontier's pricing.
True.
So, but anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you have, please like and subscribe. And this is our tool video, but we're going to have a whole series on the garden, you know, called our garden playlist.
And the kitchen is coming up too.
And the kitchen's coming up, so please.
If I can get back inside.
Please make sure you like and subscribe, and if you want to see more videos, definitely.
Definitely. You're going to see lots of plants growing soon.
Yeah. Alrighty. We'll see you next time.
Bye.